This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore.
In America today, we are witnessing the rise of Christian nationalism. It used to be that in circles like this, they were quiet about it because they didn't want to know, didn't want America or the world to know what their true intent was, what their true mission was, what their true calling they thought was. It was an unpopular belief. It is no longer that way with this particular flavor of Republican that has been given the carte blanche by Donald Trump. We have politicians who are openly talking about being Christian nationalists, adhering to a worldview that Christianity should be not only the dominant religion in our society here in America, but should govern, that our laws should reflect Christianity. They never say which particular one of the thousands of versions of Christianity, but we know it's the most hateful kind. The kind that ignores the fact that Jesus himself was a refugee while they try to stick refugees in cages. They ignore the fact that Jesus never spoke a word about homosexuality, yet they want to govern and make it illegal. They want to make it illegal for trans people to seek health care, for gay people to get married. This is the worldview. They want abortion absolutely illegal, prohibited, even in cases where a woman is a victim. That's Christian nationalism. And this last weekend at Charlie Kirk's Turning Point USA Student Action Summit, they continued the cause of indoctrinating kids, students, college kids, high school kids. And Marjorie Taylor Greene took to the stage and once again, it's not something she's only said once, she once again reiterated her claim and her admonition of the audience that Christian nationalism is the way forward. Watch this.
And I'm a Christian. How many Christians do we have here? So you see, I also call myself a Christian nationalist. And that's not a bad word. That's actually a good thing, right? And there's nothing wrong with leading with your faith, because we should lead with our faith. Because if we're doing that, then we're doing the right thing. It doesn't mean we're perfect, it just means we're doing the right thing. And I think that's what the Republican Party needs to be about. The Republican Party also needs to be the party that cares about the American worker, not the corporations. You see, Washington is all about corporate welfare, where they're handing out goodies and freebies and tax incentives for the big corporations like big tech companies.
Marjorie Taylor Greene there saying, that's not a bad word, right? Yes, it is. And it is a violation of the Constitution, the same Constitution that she rose her right hand and presumably put her left hand on a Bible and swore to support and defend against all enemies, foreign and domestic. The First Amendment, that Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion. Even Thomas Jefferson, writing in his letter to the Danbury Baptists, talking about the separation, the clear, designed separation of church and state. Not to commingle, not to intermingle them. And we have her here in a leadership role, educating kids, college kids, high school kids, that no, Christian nationalism is actually the way to go. We should lead with our faith. But whose faith? Whose version of Christianity? Often, when we talk about Christian nationalism, almost always, in fact, we're talking about white Christian nationalism. This is the same ideology that the racist groups in northern Idaho back in the 80s and 90s, the Aryan Nation types, that this is the worldview they extolled. And you should not think it a coincidence or a surprise that outside the doors of this particular event were racists, Nazis, waving their swastika flags alongside of Ron DeSantis flags with anti-Semitic posters, while the white Christian nationalist was inside as an official invitee speaking on this stage. This was taking place outside on the sidewalk.
Anti-American New York City, they would really harm you, wouldn't you, Doyle? New York City, they would really we kicked your ass in Rhodesia. We kicked all your niggas' ass in Rhodesia. Rhodesia, bro. The Rhodesian Bush War. It was a race war in Africa between white and black. You guys got your ass kicked. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Change the subject, pussy. Change the fucking subject like a bitch. Yep. When I talk to a fucking...
out there proudly displaying their hate. And for the trolls in the audience who are going to say, well, the Democrats were the ones who had slavery. The Democrats voted against this or that. Yeah, you're right. In the past, there was a concerted effort by the Republican Party to win back the South, and they did that through racism. They did that through dog whistle politics. It was called the Southern Strategy. I've done multiple videos on it. Search my name and the words Southern Strategy if you would like to educate yourself. And the most clear, defining evidence that it happened is the fact that they're waving Republican signs with their Nazi flags. They don't got Joe Biden flags. I don't think there are Joe Biden flags, but they're not in support of Democrats. The KKK, the modern KKK, the Democrats have nothing to do with. They have nothing to do with the Democrats. The former Grand Wizard of the KKK endorsed Donald Trump, not once but twice. This is what we have in store. If indeed Christian nationalism takes a greater hold on the electorate than it already does. And the reason that it is taking hold is because it is the death throes of ideology that is fading, that has fallen out of favor, that is no longer believed by the majority. And they know it, and they are freaking out. Because the only way that Republicans and Christian nationalists and white Christian nationalists, the only way they remain in power in any majority whatsoever is by stealing, is by cheating, is by lying, is by undermining and destroying our very democracy. That is the end goal, and that is the means by which they will get there. These midterms are more important than any election in our lifetime, and the general election that follows will be, again, the most important. If you have a passion for this country and for freedom and for the rule of law, you will get involved. You will vote. You will get your neighbors, your families, your friends, your coworkers, anybody you know who's not necessarily political. You will get them involved. You at least get them to the polls and educate them on the way to vote. It is more important now than ever because dog whistles are no longer dog whistles. They are bullhorns. I'd love to know what you think. We can mix it up. You can call me. We can do it in the comments. You can leave me a voicemail, 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me daily at dollemore.com. Follow me on social media. I'd love to connect with you there. I'm at Dollemore on Twitter and TikTok and Instagram at Dollemore. And if I am your flavor of political commentator, if I do something for you that brings you value on a day-to-day or week-to-week basis, please consider supporting my work, helping produce what I do here, helping me in this fight. You can click the join button below this video, become a channel member for $1.99 a month, or you can click the join button below this video, or you can click your browser over to patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. Both those are great ways, fantastic ways, workable ways to help support what I do. I love you guys. I appreciate you very much. I'll see you next time. Until I do, be genuine. Take care of one another.